Today we are going to be working on how to muzzle condition. We are using a Baskerville muzzle, so a basket muzzle. This has a muzzle where the dog can open their mouth, they can bark, they can drink, they can eat. It's one of the easiest ones for them to wear and to feel comfortable in. There are some cloth ones that hold their mouth closed, but it's not ideal because they cannot bark, they can't drink, they also can't pant, so they can also overheat, which is not good. Here we have the lovely Murphy. He's only 7 months old. He doesn't actually need to be muzzled, but it's always a good thing to teach a dog, any dog, for any reason why they might need one, in case maybe he develops an issue with strangers moving forward in his life, or when he has to go to the vet and get something done. You don't want it to be a poor experience for him wearing a muzzle in the future. So the things that you'll need when working on your muzzle conditioning is your dog, a properly fitted basket muzzle for what we're doing today, a leash, and some treats. One of the first things that you just want to be aware is we don't want to shove the muzzle onto his face. We want him to want to wear the muzzle. Okay, because if you have aggressive dogs that you're working with as well, it's one of the first things you're going to do is want to attack the thing coming at your face. So it's important that the dog shows interest in the muzzle. So every time he goes to put his face towards the muzzle, on the muzzle, in the muzzle, I'm going to mark the correct behavior with a yes, and then I'm going to give him a reward afterwards. Yes. Just like this. And I'm going to also repeat this behavior. Yes. He's going to start to realize that he shows interest in the muzzle, putting his face inside of it, or even sniffing it, and anything like that. You want to reward that interest in the muzzle. Also, this is something that you want to do when there aren't other dogs or people around. Today we are doing it in a busy area, and he's doing really well. But ideally, especially for a dog who's not maybe had a poor experience with the muzzle in the past, or they're afraid of the muzzle, you really want to make sure that you can just focus on them and watch their body language, watch for when they're afraid of it, watch for when they show interest in it. You don't want to miss out on anything. Yes. Here, he was pretty distracted. He was looking around. He wasn't too interested in putting his face in the muzzle. So I put through the hole at the bottom where their mouth will end up being, I put a treat, showing him, trying to lure him into it. Again, I'm not coming at him and putting this onto his face, because the first thing he's going to want to do is back away. And then if I pull the muzzle away when he backs away, I'm rewarding him for removing his face from the muzzle. And I want to reward him for putting it on. Muzzle. Yes, good boy, good boy. Muzzle. Yes, good boy. Yes, you can put peanut butter inside the muzzle. There's many things you can do, but what we're trying to get at here is you want to create a good relationship with the muzzle, and that doesn't involve shoving the muzzle on. It involves asking the dog to put their face in the muzzle. You'll also hear me start to say the word muzzle before he puts his nose inside of it, and that's what I'm trying to do, is get him to associate the command muzzle. You can focus here, bud. Muzzle. This is why you don't do it in a busy area. Murphy. Muzzle. Muzzle. Yes. Good boy. I'm working right now, having a little bit of trouble keeping his focus, so I'm working with putting the treat in my hand and then under the muzzle, and then saying muzzle. Yes. As soon as he puts his face in the muzzle, I'm marking it with the word yes. After a few repetitions of that, often you can graduate to him knowing that as soon as he puts his face in the muzzle, then he will get the reward after, as long as you mark the behavior with yes. Muzzle. Yes. So now we're going to the part where we ask him By saying muzzle, we want him to put his face inside of it. When he does that, we say yes and give him the treat. Muzzle, yes, yes. Boy, good boy. Muzzle, yes, yes. Good boy. He knows exactly what he did correctly by me saying the word yes, and then he knows the treat has to follow after that. As soon as your dog is comfortable having the muzzle on their face, holding in there for a moment, then we can start looking at doing this drop up. Muzzle. Muzzle. No. Perfect. Perfect. Muzzle. Yes. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. So I'm going to do the muzzle up here, just pull it tight behind his head for a moment. I'm going to pause, 5 seconds or so. Yes. Move the muzzle, reward him. Just because we have it on the first time doesn't mean it has to stay on and get tight. Okay, muzzle. Yes. Boy. Yes. Repeat that a few times as well. Now that Murphy is comfortable wearing the muzzle, I'm going to put a treat inside my hand. I'm going to have him put his face inside of it, and then I'm going to do up the straps. So I'm actually going to do it up for a few minutes, or a few moments, maybe about a minute long. If he goes to put his head down, or he goes to paw it, I'm going to just say the word no, and give him a little paw on the leash. Yes. This is not something he's used to. Good boy, good boy. While he's being good about it, I can also feed him some treats through the muzzle to show him that wearing the muzzle is not a bad situation, even though now it's strapped onto his head. Good. Yes, boy. Good. We're going to see what he does here for a moment wearing it by himself. If he goes to paw it or put his head down and get it off, we're going to say the word no, mark the incorrect behavior, and then give him a little paw. Now that your dog is comfortable wearing the muzzle with it done up, they're also comfortable putting their own face in it, we can progress to walking with the muzzle. Most dogs that are fine wearing it will start to paw it a little bit more once you start moving. So I'm going to ask him, Murphy, let's go. I'm asking him to walk with it. You immediately see that he starts kind of shaking his head a bit. If he does go to put his head down, to react to it or to pull it off, I'm going to say no and I'm going to pull up on his call. Yes. He didn't do anything there that I felt was worthy of correction. He's also being a little bit wiggly about it, but all in all, he did pretty well. So I stopped, I sat with him, and I gave him a treat. Let's go. Good boy, yes. So one of the main things that you should take from this video today is that you want to create a good experience with the muzzle. It's not a punishment. You don't want them to feel upset or restricted with wearing it. It's something that should be fun for them. It's a game. You get them to put their face in it and they get a treat. They get to wear it and you get to give them treats as long as they're being good and accepting what you're doing. Good job, buddy. Murphy was a wonderful student today. He didn't have any major overreactions. If you are working with a aggressive or reactive dog and you're concerned that they're going to be nipping or biting at the muzzle, then there are a few extra precautions that we'll go over in a separate video looking at muzzling for a aggressive or reactive dog. But for general muzzling, again, like I said, make it a fun experience. Don't put the muzzle shoving it on their face. Do it up once they're comfortable. Take it step by step. Don't feel discouraged if on day one all you get them to do is sniff the muzzle or put their mouth in it or put their whole nose in it. That's all. That's good. It's progress. Take it step by step and work one day at a time. That's my whole head.